welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the first things you can be doing inside of your Get-Oiling account to get yourself all set up. Now, in terms of the first place you should start, that kind of differs for everyone depending on your goals with your business. So I'm just going to go over some general things in the account that you might not know exist, and just have you draw your attention to those things, set some things up. Because these are things that I see people commonly overlook or ask about as they're trying to figure out how to use Get-Oiling. So let's just dive in with some of those common setup things that will probably be good for you. So the first thing we're going to do is under contacts. So your contacts menu on the left here, we're going to open that up and we're going to go to settings. And we're going to go to general settings. In general settings, you will see a box called My Email Signature. This will be added to the bottom of every email that the system sends out. So it is a really great thing to be filling out because you don't have to add an email signature to all your emails then. It saves you a lot of time. And what I like about this is that if you are scheduling a lot of emails in advance, say you decide you're going to schedule a few months worth of emails out in advance to save yourself time, which is amazing, then maybe there's a sale or an event happening all of a sudden. Well, do you have to go back and edit all of those emails? Well, no, actually you could come in here and edit your email signature. So you could add sale information above your signature here, or you could add an upcoming class that you're holding, and it will just start adding that to the bottoms of your emails. So it's kind of a fun little hack in the system to just be updating your signature all the time. So what do you put in here? Well, at the very basic level, put your name, right? Put, who you are. You can put your member number and you can put your sign up link. I suggest having a graphic. It looks a lot better. But just remember that if you want to have links as well, the graphic, you can hyperlink the graphic to go to your website. But if you want to have your social links and all of those things underneath, then you want to be listing those links individually, not as part of the graphic, if that makes sense. So what you can do is go into Canva and type in email signature, and Canva has a whole slew of built-in templates that you can use, and you just insert here. So you would hit insert image and upload that picture and put your signature right there. And there you go. You have a beautiful picture of yourself with your name and maybe your phone number and email. Underneath that, you could list your sign up link. So if you want to insert a hyperlink, you can, create your YL account. Then you would just highlight that text. There you go, and hit the hyperlink and put your sign up link there. Open in a new tab, insert. That'll hyperlink it. Another thing you could do is insert a button. So you would hit the plus symbol here, insert button, and then pick a button. So put the button on it, then click on the button and hit the pencil, link, and what the button says. Easy peasy. So you can do lots of different things in here, but let's get started by at least getting your name in here, maybe your sign up link or a graphic, and you can always come back to this and play with it, make it more beautiful over time, add things to it. Okay. This is automatically going to be turned on. Send me a daily email of activities and to-dos. The system will send you like suggested to-dos and activity, like a little report in an email. And I feel like a lot of people ask how to turn this off because it drives them nuts. So if you don't like to get emails like that, then you can turn it off here. If you do like to get emails like that, then leave it on. That's up to you. Send new lead notices to me by. So every time somebody is new, so somebody signed up for something, joined your email list, joined your newsletter, I don't know, whatever, they've done something in here to get on your email list, it's going to notify you, which is great. I like getting the notifications because like, ooh, somebody signed up for something or somebody bought something. This is not going to notify you when somebody signs up with Young Living. It's only if they interact with your Get-Oiling system. So if they join your email list, sign up for a class, purchase something that you're selling through the system other than Young Living, then it will let you know. So again, do you want that by email, by text, or on the app? So set your preferences here. That's important. The default campaign. The default campaign will be set to the new prospects campaign in the system, and you can leave it as is, but you should know that that campaign is going to send off to everyone the first time that they interact with your system. When they sign up for something, when they join your email list, they're going to get this campaign. So where do you find that campaign? You would go to campaigns and just type in new prospects. If you're new, you probably only have a few campaigns, the built-in campaigns here. So the new prospects acknowledgement is the one here. It says created by Get Oiling. It's a system campaign, which means that you cannot edit it unless you duplicate it. So if you want to use this campaign but adjust it, hit duplicate and call it something like My New Prospect Acknowledgement. And it's basically just saying like, hey, welcome, like thanks for signing up for something and I'm here to serve you with this and that. It's a general kind of welcome email for people who are joining your email list for the first time. So you can make your own campaign and do that. You can edit this one, or you can just leave this one as is. If you want to read it, just click on it and click on the email. You can see here a built-in campaign not editable. So you have to duplicate the campaign to edit it. But if you wanted to see what it says thanks for reaching out to me. If you've asked me a question, I'll get back to you. Thanks. Like it's pretty general. So if you want to change that, you can duplicate the campaign. And then you go back to settings and general settings and then find your campaign in the drop down here of all the campaigns. You can see the built-in campaigns are here created by Get Oiling. Or you can set it to no campaign, which is what I have done because I do not want a campaign to fire off every time somebody interacts for the first time. I usually have something else happening. If they've signed up for something, I have a different campaign for each thing. So I just turn this off because I don't like it. But you do what you want to do. If you don't want any surprise emails going out, then just set it to no campaign. And you can always come back to this later. Now, if you have a, I think premium plan or higher, or if you have the, branding package with basic, then you might have the custom email footer option here, which means that you can adjust what it says at the bottoms of your emails. Now, because of the anti-spam laws, you have to have a physical mailing address on the bottoms of your emails. So Get Oiling will automatically put whatever mailing address you have on file, which means probably your house address on the bottoms of your emails. So a lot of people will say, well, how do I get my house address off of my emails? So you have to type something in this box. The other option, if you don't have the ability to customize this, is to change the address you have on file. So you would go up to your picture and your name here and hit My Contact Info, and you have to update the address on file, and you have to have an address on file. So you might have to put a different mailing address, business address, that kind of thing. But otherwise, you're going to have to upgrade your plan a little bit to get the ability to change the address if you really don't want to have your address. You can't have no address without risking getting fined. And that's not us. That's not Get Oiling. That's the law. That's the government. So you have to do that so that you're not being a spammy spammer. So I have my PO box on here. All you have to do is type something in this box and hit save at the bottom of the screen, and it will stop that default. Will no longer put your mailing address there. So if you have this ability, you can change that. You do not have to put an unsubscribe link here because it's automatically put on all your emails for you. Because again, you don't have the option to not have an unsubscribe link because Get Oiling is kind of forcing you to be compliant there, which is good. They should do that. So those are like the general settings in here that I suggest that you start with and make sure you get all of those kind of worked out and just be aware that they're here and hit save. And then the next thing is your story and photo. So if you go under website and blog in your menu, you will see my story and photo. And probably when you set up your account, you might have filled this out because I think it does prompt you to when you sign up. But basically, you upload your picture and put your story in. Where does this go? Well, if you're using the built-in website from Get Oiling, this will show up on your built-in website. And it's really the only part of the built-in website you can really change. You can change like the header picture at the top too, but essentially this is like the only kind of personalized thing you can do. So if you're using the built-in system website, then you want to make sure that there's a picture and there is a story here that's relevant to your Young Living business. Now, this picture will also show up on the Contact Me pop-up. So if you're using the Contact Me pop-up, which is turned on by default when you start, you're going to see this picture on it. So if you're like, I don't like the picture on my pop-up for Contact Me, this is where it is. It's under My Story and Photo. And it'll also default to showing your story and photo on all your landing pages, on every blog post, and on your general blog page. So if you don't want it at the bottom of your landing pages, which I don't suggest having your story and photo on your landing pages, I would turn it off. And if you don't want it on your blogs, turn it off too. I have turned it off on all three because I do not want this on my anything. I don't use this at all in my system. So you can turn it off here and make sure that it's filled out if you're using the built-in website, and then hit save. So the next thing you're going to do is, if you're going to be doing any kind of selling through Get Oiling other than Young Living. So if you're selling Young Living, you're not actually using Get Oiling to process the payments, right? People are going to the Young Living site to sign up for Young Living and shop Young Living. So you don't need to process any payments in Get Oiling for that. But if you're going to sell your own products, so either stuff you've made or digital products or services, so you're selling your time, any services you're doing, or you're selling any courses you've created or anything like that, then you need to connect Stripe. So you need to go down to My Account and then Settings, which is at the bottom of your menu, and then go to Payment Processing and connect a Stripe account. This will enable you to have checkouts throughout the system and sell things yourself personally outside of Young Living. If you're going to be doing booking, so you want people to be able to book appointments or sessions with you, this is specifically relevant if you're doing things like Raindrops or Aroma Freedom or any kind of coaching, or I've seen some people doing aromatherapy sessions, anything where you want people to book appointments with you, either in person or on Zoom, and it could be paid or free. But if you want to have a booking calendar, you need to go under bookings in the system and hit My Calendars and connect either a Google Calendar or Microsoft Calendar. Okay, so these are the things that need to happen right up front in order to be setting up pages and checkouts and different things in the system. And so that's why I'm pointing it out to you. So if you're doing those things, you get those set up now. The store feature is an add-on feature. So you don't need the store to sell through the system, but you do need the store to have a store. So if you want to have a store with products that you've made or digital products or even listing all your services, you can turn the store on, but I believe it's an additional $20 a month to turn on the store. So don't worry about it if you're just going to be selling like a course or selling your services, like your time. You don't need to have the store in order to do that. You can sell on any page in the system, but just be aware of it there. If that's what you're wanting, you should turn that on. And be aware of two-way texting in the system. If you go down to My Account and Settings, the campaigns and the system will say, do you want to text? Right? It'll say text or email, text or email. But if you haven't turned on texting in Get Oiling, you can't text. It'll do this weird thing where it sends an alert like to the person via text. It says so-and-so is sending you a message, but it doesn't actually send your text to them. So it'll look really weird. So I suggest if you're not going to turn on two-way texting, which is an additional $12 to your plan, don't send texts through Get Oiling. It will look weird. But you can turn this on. And again, you're adding $12 to your plan. You pick a phone number and it works much like Project Broadcast if you've used that. So you can use it in all the same ways. But again, it has to be turned on and your number has to be verified, which means that you're going to get an email from Get Oiling with all these steps you have to go through so that your number is compliant with the anti-spam laws. So they will walk you through that. It's not hard to do. It's just that you have to get that set up before you can actually use the texting feature. So commonly I'll see people like, I'm trying to send a text out every week and it's not working. And it's like, because you haven't turned on the feature. You're not actually using it yet. So just be aware that that's not something you can do unless you actually pay an extra $12 and set that up and do it properly. And I think that's everything. So I think I've covered all the basic starter stuff, setup stuff. So I try to keep my videos short and sweet so that you can kind of move on and go do the things. So go through all of those things. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and make sure to check out the Perfect Blend because it does have all of the templates and content that you need and tutorials that you need to set things up in order and have an amazing system and an amazing marketing plan. So I hope you give that a look as well. And that's it for tonight.
Are you tired of paying for Get Oiling but not actually using it to grow your wild business? What if you had a simple step-by-step plan to finally set up your system, automate it, and start seeing real growth? The Perfect Blend is a monthly membership designed by a Wild brand partner for Wild brand partners. You'll get video tutorials, done-for-you campaigns, a website you can build in minutes, compliant newsletters, blog prompts, social content, and tons of Canva templates. Whether you're a brand new builder or a seasoned leader trying to bounce back, this is for you. And yes, all content is compliant for the US and Canada. Plus, I've even included ebooks, events, funnels, and challenges to help you generate leads fast. time to stop spinning your wheels. Join the perfect blend and let's get your wild business growing again.